Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? How's it going out there?
What's up?
What's up, Mag? What's cooking in your world?
Nothing right now. Some action though. I got some action going on.
Really? It's
Yeah.
good. Tell us about it, man. What kind of action you got going?
I guess we're gonna start the accountability part now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We got to get the stopwatch out and start the accountability for the VIP session here Wednesday night. And let's see, let's go. All right, you're on the clock.
All right. So what I do? So I scrape all my investors' business cards
Yeah.
and I
Okay.
put it into a spreadsheet, and I'm gonna send out a text blast to all of them. To JV partner to see if
Nice.
we can JV partner with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Real nice. Where'd you get the business cards?
Well, before when I went used to go to networking events and stuff.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good, man. Good. There's a lot to be said about making contacts in this business, right? You got to make contacts. You got to talk to people, get to know people. There's a lot of opportunity out there. There's more opportunity out there than we can even conceive of. And most of it's not happening inside our apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's somewhere in the internet, or it's with another person. It's on a phone conversation or something. So good activity, man. Good
Yeah.
activity.
I also did a text blast. Um, Actually, I did a scrape to another state now. I'm gonna do another state, Pennsylvania, next to New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start there. I went to Source to find out all the activities where the hot places are, and I picked all the counties there, and I went to PropStream, and I actually did a search to 100K to 300K and all the houses. So this way I can filter down and drill down into the stuff that I want.
Nice. Nice. Good. Getting some leads, huh?
Yeah.
Working on getting leads. Excellent, man. Excellent. Yeah, it takes leads. How many leads does it take? Well, about 30 non-negatory leads is what I find, man.
Hmm.
So if you're cold calling, that's a lot more than 30, because the 30 is what I get from scraping and blasting. So I love to scrape and blast.
Yeah, I'm getting used to that. I'm getting used to it now.
It's so much quicker and easier. It's so much better. Good work, man.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's
Just
good
the,
to go ahead.
with the I know we were talking about the co-wholesaling, right? And I was deep diving into that. Let me ask you. I found I did my agreements and stuff. I did also my what is it? The receipt. I fixed that too. Now, do we need I noticed every time that we don't do a deal, we gotta send out a cancellation agreement or something.
No.
Do we have for that? No.
Oh, well, if you, I have a cancellation agreement in the outsourced lease options 2.0 course
Right.
in case you are in contract with a homeowner
Hmm.
and you want to walk away for some reason.
Hmm.
You want to wash your hands of the deal before you found a tenant buyer and place them. It's just a letter that allows you to do that, to communicate that to the homeowner. So that's the only time you would use it, and not even really a necessity to use, but it's a good tool to have in case you want it, or in case a homeowner says, "Hey, I found somebody. I've had this happen to me. I found somebody," and I'm like, "Okay, rats. They beat me to it. And so I've had them say, "Can you send me a cancellation agreement or a cancellation of this contract that we have?" And okay, well, if that makes them feel better, okay, cool. Then I need one. So that's why I put one in there, man.
Oh, okay.
That's how you use it.
So you don't need it for like anything else besides the wholesaling, the co-wholesaling? You don't need it for that, right?
No, 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 not at all. You're fine on co-wholesaling without that. Yeah. So yeah, I use that on lease options. I use it when I'm contracted directly with the homeowner on maybe an ugly house deal or anything where I'm contracted directly with the homeowner.
Yeah.
I may need a cancellation at some point to get out of it. So that's just my boilerplate letter. This is how you get out of jail free.
Right. And what's the difference between the agreement to purchase real estate and agreement to assignment contract for sale and purchase?
The agreement. Say it again. The two agreements or
I
what?
saw I saw one, the agreement to purchase real estate, and the other one is agreement to assign contract for sale and purchase.
Yeah, yeah.
So
One is a purchase and sale agreement. Like I'm going to buy the house. Okay.
okay,
And then the other one is an assignment agreement where I'm going to assign this document over to my buyer,
okay.
thereby creating a profit.
So we gotta use
Yeah.
both whenever doing an
Yeah.
assignment. Okay.
When you're going direct to the seller, you need that purchase and sale agreement if you're doing an ugly house deal. Okay.
Mhm.
And then you'll need the assignment to sell that deal off to your buyer. So
Gotcha.
you'll need both. Yes.
And that would happen at the title company, the title table.
At the title company, you'll take both of those documents, okay, along with an invoice that instructs the title company on how to pay you what they owe you on that deal. And you'll send the purchase and sale agreement, you'll send the assignment agreement and the invoice to the closing attorney or the title company, whichever is appropriate. And they will close that deal up on closing day. And per your instructions on your invoice, pay you the assignment fee.
Gotcha. All right. Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I was going through it and I was a little bit confused. So I was like, let me ask Justin.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Good questions. Good to see Thomas here. Good to see Aisha. Good to see Victor. Thomas.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing, dude?
Good. How about you, Justin?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to see you. And you're down in Florida, right? Say that again.
Victor, I was talking to Victor this morning. He was great.
Yes, Victor's great, man. He's really great. You won't find a greater than Victor.
Maybe I found you greater.
Thomas, it's great to see you here, man. You're from what part of Florida is it?
I'm near Orlando.
Orlando, Florida. All right.
Yes.
That's where the hot deals are.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So are you looking to get into lease options?
Yeah, anything. I need to learn from you.
Okay. All right. I like your attitude, man. You seem like a sharp guy and you got a great attitude. I appreciate you being here tonight, man. Thanks for being here. Do you have any questions or anything for me right off the bat? Is there anything that you're working on right now that you've got some questions that maybe I can help you with, Thomas?
Yeah, I think Mac was talking just now about scraping and text blast.
Yes.
So the other day I used automated REI to do scraping. And what to do after that? The text blast portion, I don't know what to do.
Okay. I didn't quite understand. I think you kind of backed away from the microphone. I didn't quite understand what you were saying, man. Can you say it again?
Yes, sure. After I do scraping, how do I do the text blast?
Okay, great. Yeah, good question, man. And I'd be happy to help you with that. He's talking about going on the automated REI and doing a scrape and a text blast. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you here, and I'll show you the automated REI. Here's the automatedrei.com. I'm already logged in. If you've done a scrape, I'm going to assume it was a Zillow scrape, for example. Okay.
Hey, Justin, do you know if they did the voice blast yet or no?
I don't think it's quite ready yet. I haven't heard.
Okay.
Yep. So if you're doing a scrape, this is where you would set up a scrape at on the Zillow scraping tab. But once you have that done, over here in the scraping history tab, you see now down here it says scraping history. If I click that, it'll open up a history of the scrapes, and it'll show right here at the top the one that I just did. Now it'll say scheduled right here. It'll say scheduled until it's done scraping. Then it'll change to completed. Okay. Once I have that say completed, okay, now you see all the way to the right here, there's a green button that says start SMS. So if I click start SMS, it opens up a new page where I can set up an SMS campaign, a text blast. Okay, so I'm going to name this text blast for tonight. That's the name of this campaign. All right, I'll slide down. I can select a campaign, different, but it's the one that I just picked on the previous page. But if I wanted to pick a different one, I could hit this arrow button and pick a different one. But I don't really want to, because that's the one I wanted. The one I hit the green button, that's the one I wanted. All right, I can come down here and select a voicemail message. If they call back, what will they hear? Okay, you can set that up over here on the left in the incoming voicemail box. All right, and and beneath that, yeah, if you click incoming voicemail box, you can set up a voicemail greeting. So if your text blast goes out and they call back, this is what they'll hear. So this is where you would select your voicemail greeting. Hold on here. I'm trying to let somebody in the Zoom room. Here we go. And I got to go back to sharing, I think. All right. Okay. So call forwarding number, I leave this blank. Okay. You have to select a day and a time that you want this text blast to go out. So I don't want to do it today. Okay. I want to do it tomorrow on Thursday. And I don't want to do it at 7 o'clock at night. I want to do it at, let's see, I want to do it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. I want to send it from what number? Okay. I have several numbers here I can pick from. All right. But I'm going to pick this one right here, the 859-203-1898 number. That's the number that they will be showing up on caller ID when I send this out, or what it'll show where it was sent from. Okay. Okay. I'm letting somebody else here in the Zoom room. All right. That worked out well that time though. Okay. Now I'm just going to write my message here. This is what's going to be texted out. Hi, I'm Thomas. I buy properties in your area and saw a house on Zillow that interested me. If you could consider a lease, or how about this, a strong tenant, then selling at full price, should we talk? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. All right. Something like this. Okay. You can change the message up and test the message. That message there would work. Okay. You can make it even more generic. If you're looking for something to get more leads, you could say something like this. If you are flexible on price and terms, can we talk? Okay. I like that. I like that personally. Okay. You'll play around with some different messages, and you'll come up with some that you really like. Okay. Anybody else have another one they really like? Let's talk about messages that can go out. Anybody have one they like? Anyone want to recommend one? Feel free to put it in the chat here, guys, if you're on YouTube or somewhere watching. Hi, I'm Thomas. I buy properties in your area and saw a house on Zillow that interested me. Yeah. Could you lease it for 2 years, then sell? I have some down payment. How's that one? That message right there is a bell ringer. Ding, 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 ding. You are going to get responses. Okay. Why? Because you're already breaching the topic of down payment. Now, you know you're going to have a down payment conversation. But if you can get the right down payment, if you can talk them down to something reasonable, you can still make money and you can get the deal. That person's pretty wide open. See, this kind of isolates down to folks that are motivated if you can put a little bit of skin in the game. Now, it doesn't say 10% down. It doesn't say 20% down. Okay. It just says I have some down payment.
Mm-hmm.
That will get killer responses. Okay.
Hey, Justin,
Yeah.
how can we get the message into default? You see default message up there?
What's that
Up,
right here?
up in the top. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
How can we get this message down on the bottom here into the default message?
Yeah. You know, that's a great question. I don't really know.
Because
I
I
don't
was
really
trying
know.
to find out.
Yeah.
And I can't.
It would be cool if you could set up a default message,
Yeah.
but I don't really know how you do it, man. I've never figured it out.
That's a question from Michael Batista right there.
I'll have to remember that one and ask him. That's a good question. How do you save it to be a default message?
Yeah.
Evidently I've done it a couple times. I don't know how I did it, but
That message is, I think it's a standard.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on mine too.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is. It's not for us to save a default message. It's a recommended message from Automated REI. Okay, let's try that. I saw your house on sale. Hi, I'm Thomas. I buy properties. Okay.
It's the same.
Oh, that's all it says is I saw your house on sale. That's not even a real message. I'm interested in your house. Hi, I'm Thomas. Okay.
Oh, it changes just the beginning. That's all.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we figure it out.
maybe this is so when you switch up your message, you can do a quick change, real quick. Boom. All right, then go right back to it. Wipe the sweat from your brow and get back to work because you can just quick change it out. I don't know. It's kind of funny, but as soon as I got the message the way I want it, all I got to do is hit start, and when I hit start, it'll show up right here in the SMS campaign history tab over here to the left. After I've hit start, okay, I'll go over here and I'll click SMS campaign history. And once I've clicked that, it should show up here at the very top, number 1. And it should show scheduled, right? Because remember, I scheduled it for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow at that time at 3:11 in the afternoon, it'll blast out to that scrape that I chose. And after it has blasted out to that scrape, it'll change this to completed from scheduled. It'll change it from scheduled to completed. Okay. So now I can look at my leads by clicking the view button. All right. And that's where your leads will be. And you can see here's the responses. All right. So I've got contact number. This is a number that it was sent to. They responded by message, text message. Thanks for checking. At this time, we are only interested in a sale. Okay. All right. If they had called back and left a voicemail message, heard my voicemail greeting and left a voicemail message, that would have been transcribed and put here in this box under the voicemail message column.
Justin,
Okay.
do you go with this type of messages? Do you call them back just to see if you can negotiate the price down or no?
On those, the one that said that they're only interested in a sale,
Yeah.
no, I would not waste my time with that one.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Okay. Are you able to get a loan? Okay. See, this is one that you would definitely, I would call this one. Okay. Because my tenant buyer can get a loan, actually. They just need some time. Is that going to be reasonable, Mr. Homeowner? Okay. So that there looks like a good one. Thank you for your interest. Unfortunately, not an option for this specific property. Good luck in your search. Oh, how nice. How sweet. Okay. What is the percentage down you'd be able to do? Okay. See, this is one we would talk to.
Do you reply him right in there, or do you call them? This guy.
Yeah, I like to have the team here call them without doing any messaging. But some folks like to go ahead and have their virtual assistant click this conversation button. And when you do that, this window pops up, and now I can send a text message back to this person. Okay. Can we speak tonight? Oops. At 8 p.m. I can call you then if that's okay. Okay. Now I can send that message back to them. I can have this conversation and set up an appointment. Okay. Easy to do. Easy enough.
Yeah.
However, every time I send a message or I get a message back, I'm going to pay a penny. So if you're a penny pincher, you're spending pennies. But what's pennies?
You like tails or heads?
I like it either which way, man. So you can see there's a lot of great responses here, man. You know, the ones that are no, to me, those are great responses. See, this is a guy I don't have to talk to. Definitely. But there's at least two right here in this small batch that we would be very interested in calling. Now you can see the message we sent out in this example was, if you could consider doing something like rent to own, I'd be ready to buy today. I have some money down and am very motivated to become a homeowner. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. That's the message that we sent out, and these are the responses we got. Now, how polished is that? Oh my gosh, that's not polished at all. If you could consider doing something like rent to own, I'd be ready to buy today. That's the antithesis of professional and smooth and polished. I didn't even start with a capital letter. There's a lowercase I on the if. Okay. So it's all about the activity, sending out a decent message, but there's no magic here in the message. Not really. Not really. So that's how you do a scrape and then a text blast. Now,
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Thomas. No problem, man. And awesome question. Thank you for asking that. I do want to point out along the topic that I selected for tonight, and I want to discuss a little bit. What we just witnessed, all of it could be done by a virtual assistant. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. What a great segue. Good stuff.
Thank you, Victor.
Strong.
Thank you, Victor. All of that could be done by a virtual assistant. Absolutely. So if you follow in my footsteps, okay, then you're a lazy SOB. I mean, really, like you got the lazy bone in you, and they've been telling you that your whole life. Okay. Like I'm always trying to figure out how to work less and somehow make more. And if that's you, if you relate at all and you want to follow in my footsteps, then you need to think in terms of beginning to outsource this stuff. Okay. I want to talk just briefly with sharing the slick board here. What it is that we really have to outsource. What is it that needs to be outsourced in a successful lease options or ugly house or just a straight wholesale business? Okay. What needs outsourced? I think you're going to be surprised that not really that much. Okay. The business is very simple, really. We have over here an acquisition side. What do we have over here on this other side? A dispositions side, right? What's the acquisition side responsibility? Somebody tell me.
Acquisitions.
Generate leads and pre-qualify.
Yeah. Get leads and pre-qualify. What'd you say, Mag?
I was gonna say the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Qualify and get leads.
Yeah. Okay. Let me write that down. Get leads. Okay. And then qualify leads. Okay. Anything else on the acquisition side that they may be responsible for that we can think of?
Update your CRM. Put everything into some sort of CRM administration.
Yeah. Administrative duties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like maybe a CRM.
Yeah.
How about this one? Can they draw up the paperwork for you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Yeah.
teach them how to? Can you teach them how to use Dotloop and send out an agreement for you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Using your e-signature program.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay. What about over here on the? Well, when we talk about getting leads, what do we mean there, guys? Getting leads, just doing the scrape and blast on automated REI, like I was just showing there. That's one possibility, right? Scrape and blast.
Figure it out marketing campaigns.
Yeah. What if they were doing your scraping and blasting and they were doing your Facebook marketing? Oh my God. Right? It would be consistent, right? It would be a regular weekly occurrence. That's the beauty of it all. That's the beauty of having that virtual assistant, because they know on Sunday, this is what they do. They set up a scrape. They know that on Monday, they go in and confirm the scrape was completed, and they set up a text blast for Thursday at 3 p.m. And Thursday at 3 p.m., Justin is sitting back on the couch eating a pork chop. Guess what? Here's leads. Oh, man, my business. Money. Okay. That's great for me. I needed that. All right. I needed that kind of consistency. And your business will thrive on that regular fuel up. Okay. The consistency of scraping and blasting, getting leads. Pre-qualifying leads, we use a script. That's what we use. A script. Does anybody else have any other ideas on pre-qualifying leads? Script to find motivation. That's what we use. So we provide that script actually in the Outsource Lease Options 2.0 course. So easy to do, easy to teach them that script. That script then can be filled out. It's fillable, so they can fill it out, and it turns it into a gold standard lead. Okay. This is a text blast that went out. They responded to the text. The virtual assistant called them, pre-screened them, pre-qualified them. They put down here on the paper This is the situation. They're motivated. They want to move, need to move. This is why. This is the numbers. They're ready to do something, they said, as quickly as right now. Gold standard. Gold. I don't know why I'm enjoying saying gold standard, but I'm going to say it again. Gold standard. All right. Those are the kind of leads that, you know, these virtual assistants are finding for you. It's a sifting process. Okay. Like panning for gold, right? You seen them guys pan for gold. They're sifting it down, getting rid of the big stuff, and then getting down to the fine little particles where they find the gold. Yeah. Let your virtual assistants be the team that sifts through the leads to find the gold ones and then hand over the gold standard leads to you. Okay. All right. So that's great on acquisition side. What would they have to do on the disposition side?
Text blast.
On the disposition side,
Text blast
selling
the-
the deal.
Yeah.
Who would they be text blasting?
The other investors.
Okay, if it's yeah, sure. If it's a cash deal, ugly house kind of deal, they might be using a text blaster to text a cash buyers list or investor buyers, you know, list. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem with that. Yeah. So marketing your deals, right?
Mhm.
Building ads on Craigslist. For us, this is what it is. Building ads on Facebook Marketplace. All right. What else is it? Yep. Sometimes often for us, it's doing what we like to refer to as deal facilitation. Okay. What do I mean by that? Sometimes they call the seller and give updates or confirm appointments. Okay. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. That sucks. I don't want to be calling sellers and giving them updates and confirming appointments with tenant buyers and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Speaking of tenant buyers, what about pre-screen tenant buyers? Yeah, easy to do. We've got materials for that in the course, Outsource Lease Options 2.0. That's how you do it. Pre-screen your tenant buyers. Yep. So that's a rough list, basically pretty comprehensive of all of the things that need to happen in your business in order to produce a check. Now, all you have to do is build two machines, an acquisition side and a disposition side. But let me ask you this question and bring it home. What parts of these that we wrote down here what shouldn't be outsourced of what we have here? I can't find one of them. All of it to me looks like it ought to be outsourced. That doesn't look like anything that I want to do as the business owner. I'm not interested in that. Okay. I'm not interested in it. So I want to encourage you to start thinking about outsourcing these parts of your business that you suck at, that you don't like. Okay. That you dread. Why let that hold you back when for $3, $5 an hour, $7 an hour, you can have somebody that wants to do it and do it well, right? So lead gen becomes more consistent in your business. Pre-qualifying those leads becomes something that you do now, whereas up till now, by yourself as a solopreneur, you never did pre-qualification calls. You always just dove right in and tried to close the deal. Okay, what if we did a pre-qualification call and you spent the time now calling only those that were really highly motivated and ready to do business with you today? Man, now business is looking up. Okay. The beauty of outsourcing, the beauty of having a little team that you put together, not friends. I'm not saying friends, a team, a work-minded team. Okay. There's a question somebody put in here in the chat. Besides Upwork, what other sources can I use to find virtual assistants? I can tell you that I use and have used successfully and recommend this right here. I'll type it out on the screen for you. Okay, va4rei.com. All right, that is the first agency. Okay, until then I was on Upwork. All right, until then I was on Upwork posting ads, like to try, what do they call it? Like a job post. All right, trying to find a virtual assistant that would fit me right, fit my business well. And I sucked at managing virtual assistants. I didn't know what I was doing at all. Now, in the course, Outsource Lease Options 2.0, there is an ad that you can use to hire virtual assistants on Upwork. But I finally got away from Upwork when I found va4rei.com. They're kind of an agency. All right. They manage the virtual assistants for you, with you. I started having some more success with that at that point. Okay. So there's materials in there to do what we're talking about on Upwork, but there's also agency options like that. Okay. I have other students in the one-on-ones and in the VIP also that are using other virtual assistant agencies. Okay. There's nothing in the world wrong with that. So you might have to shop around a little bit, and doggone it, you might have to kiss a few frogs. A little bit. You might have to go through one or two before you find a good fit.
Yeah, Justin, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How many VAs would you hire?
Great question. I recommend starting with one. Okay.
Mhm.
When I say that, I mean starting with one to do what? To do this right here. Let me see here. To do this right here, getting leads,
Mhm.
running the scraper and the blaster. And then second down the rung of importance would be this right here, to pre-qualify. Okay. Now I would want them to start doing both of these right away. That's one virtual assistant.
Okay.
That same virtual assistant, though, can help you do this right here and can do this here as well without it being a difficult problem. So one virtual assistant for the acquisition side. I like to have a second virtual assistant for the disposition side.
Oh, I see.
Number two does these things right here. Okay. All right. Now, why do I prefer that? Well, for a couple different reasons. One is it helps me compartmentalize my business.
Mhm.
So I have two events, an acquisitions, I have a dispositions. If something is broken in my machine, I can now more easily find it and fix it.
Hmm.
if I have one guy that's doing all of this stuff for me and one part of the machine is broken, I may not be able to fix it without destroying the entire process because he's doing everything, but he sucks at this. Now he's a sprained ankle. Okay. To me, because he does all this for me, except he's really bad at this. And so now the entire thing sucks. And if I fire him, then I lose everything. Okay. So I like to have one over here doing this and then another one over here doing this. And if something's not going right over here, I can address this without disturbing this. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
I hope that makes sense.
It is. Yeah. So, yeah. What happened, like you said, the sprained ankle, right?
Yeah.
How do you prevent someone after we train them, we use them a while, they run away?
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens. You will have some of them that a lot of them honestly are in college or of college age.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them go ahead and they graduate college and they get a degree and they move away to become a doctor or something, you know, so you'll lose some of them sometimes.
Yeah.
Or some other profession. And so you'll lose them from time to time. So you can't be married to one for life. Okay. But you can teach them how to do these basic tasks. See, you don't have to have a rocket scientist virtual assistant to do that scrape and text. They don't got to be, they just got to be, they got to be sharp, but they got to be faithful more than anything.
Right.
Okay? Let me show you something, guys. I did not get permission to share this, but I don't care. I'll ask for forgiveness later. This is a, you can see it says VA4REI right here on the top, but these are virtual assistants that work for VA4REI. And this is, I'm going to show you some of their resumes. Okay. Look at this resume right here. A progressive experience managing employee hiring and onboarding, performance management processes and HR records, and extensive background of office admitted, blah, 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 blah. Who in the hell wrote this?
Right.
I don't even know what the hell that means. HR admin associative, admin maintaining the office's budget and expenses. Okay. This person sounds incredibly qualified. I don't know. Academic history, Notre Dame University, bachelor's degree, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Okay. You know, this is an HR type virtual assistant. If we needed that type of admin, but we don't. Okay. I'm going to pass on Beverly because Beverly isn't what I'm looking for. But look at that resume. Isn't that sharp? I mean, this is crazy. Look how slick this is.
How did you get that? They send it to you when you
Yeah, if you talk to va4rei.com, or if you get in touch with them and talk to them, they'll get you a few of these to take a look at to hire. You know, hopefully you'll hire them, do business with them. You know, I think that's what they're trying to do. So let's look at another one here. If it's okay. Is this okay, guys? You having fun looking at this stuff? Is this all right? A little sneak peek at what it's like to work with virtual assistants and hiring them. And okay, here's a, is this the second one? Yeah, that was Beverly. I'm going to get rid of Beverly. Maria Christina. Okay. Highly adaptable and motivated with nearly 9 years of experience leading both large and small teams and more than 4 years of admin experience, skilled at building effective and productive, blah, blah, blah. Who the hell wrote that? I don't even know what that means. This is these resumes are these resumes are honestly they're so good they're whack. I'll just be straight with you. That's how I think about it. It's like they're so good. Acquired skills from training and work experience, real estate basics. Okay, real estate basics. I like it. What's that mean though? See, real estate basics to me might be something totally different to them. Prospecting. Oh, this one might be good for getting on the phone and doing that pre-qualification call. Using social media in real estate. Ooh, they might be good at running your Facebook. Appointment setting. Well, hot damn. There you go. Pre-qualification calls for sure right there. Working your real estate apps like theautomatedrei.com. Okay. CRMs. Facebook ads. Whoa. Oh my God. Facebook. This person's hired. This person's hired. What's this person's name again? Let's see here. Maria Cristina Claretti Barredo. I don't know how you say it, man, but what a beautiful name. What a long name. I bet this chick hates signing checks. Maria Cristina Claretti Barredo, I think. Oh my goodness. So I think that one sounds pretty good. Let's look at another one. Jerica May Paulino Dow. I don't know. Not sure.
But
Okay.
just to
Yeah.
answer me, I'm interrupting.
That's okay.
Where do we see the rates?
Yeah. See, if you go to va4rei.com, they have the rates there on the site. These all are virtual assistants that work for va4rei.com, and va4rei.com is giving the option here of me selecting one of these as a team leader for me. Okay. So the rates are at va4rei.com, but
Okay.
so these all fit into that program if you get into that program, and it's pretty inexpensive to do so. But look at this one: appointment setting, market areas of choice. This person's all about setting appointments. See, you might even have somebody that's big, more of a go-getter, and you might have to, put a bit in their mouth, basically, slow them down a little bit to just do your pre-qualification calls until you kind of grow and develop together. But this one here is a real estate virtual assistant from October 2015 to August 2016. Lead gen and pre-foreclosure properties. Okay, interesting. Creative real estate. Jerica, University of the Immaculate Conceptions. All right, praise the Lord. So Jerica, that looks like a good one. Let's see. Let's look at one more. How about Alyssa Jessica Sionko? I'm hoping. Real estate virtual assistant, creative graphic design, documentation, social media management. After working in the business for 3 years, decided to become a freelancer, hardworking employee. Man. Graduate of BS. Yeah, that's what my degree is too. I have a BS degree. Straight up BS degree.
I actually have an MBA, multiple bank accounts.
Yeah, that's great. Look at this though. Graduate. What? A graduate of BS. Yeah. It might be a BS degree. I'm not sure. The Honorio Ventura State University. Not sure where that's located. But honestly, none of that stuff matters. What matters when you're interviewing or hiring a virtual assistant is, most importantly, how quickly do they get back to you?
Hmm.
I don't give a shit what school you went to or how many years you've been in the fake business or what your, training is in the village or whatever. I don't care. How quickly do you get back to me? When I give you crystal clear instructions, do you do exactly as I say?
Hmm.
When I put the script in front of you in the interview and ask you to read it to me, are you too embarrassed or ashamed to try?
Mhm.
Well, I haven't seen this before, and I will need to practice before I can. No. I need to hear what you sound like on the phone. I know you're going to make mistakes. This is the first time you've even seen it. I need you to go through this with me and say it so I can evaluate how you sound on the phone. Just try your best. That's all I'm asking.
Right.
Okay. And do they sound like what you want? Okay. That's really how you get down into it with a virtual assistant. You have to do a little bit of digging for that gold. Okay. The gold standard. You got to do a little digging, but it's worth it, right? There's a proverb. I share this a lot, but I'm gonna share it again. That says that where there is no ox, the ox like a big cow kind of thing. Where there is no ox, the stall is clean.
Hmm.
But much profit comes through the ox. Yeah. He helps you plow your fields. In other words, that virtual assistant helps you plow your fields, help you do the work, help bear the burden of the mundane work. Yeah. But if you have an ox, you're going to have to clean the stall a little bit. There's going to be some bullshit. Okay. A little bit, but it's worth it. It's worth the bullshit. It's worth it to have somebody help pull this load with me of doing lead gen every single week. Are you kidding me? What about pre-qualifying these leads so I don't have to laboriously call all these leads to hear them say no, yes, finally? What if they did a lot of that? That's exactly what I'm trying to inspire you guys to tonight. Okay.
Justin,
Yeah.
just from a skill development point of view, do you think that takes away a lot of skill development and building character for yourself when you outsource too much instead of you grinding it out?
Well, man, you make a good point. We could talk about how you have to overcome your fear of the phone. In my model, you still have to close these deals though. Okay. Yes, I talk about you have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined enough to do these things on a regular basis. Sure. But I don't know, man. We're living in 2020 and the world's a small place right now. Why not go ahead and use the tool of virtual assistants to do some of the stuff we hate? I mean, is it lazy? See, that's the battle I've had my whole life, Mag. That's the battle I've had my whole life.
See, you killing me now because that's the battle that I have too.
Am I lazy or am I smart?
Yes.
See, I can't figure it out, man. I still don't know to this day.
Oh, I need
Maybe
some of
Smart
your
enough to
little
know
bit.
that you're lazy.
Say it again, Victor.
I said you're smart enough to know that you're lazy and you plan around it.
There we go.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to plan around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's There's nothing wrong with wanting to eat milk and cookies after, dinner and sit around and not worry about anything and not have one thought in your mind worth anything. I mean, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
That's the kind of life I want to live. I go do what I want when I want. And if I'm tied to the machine, okay. And that literally is what it is. It's like you own your own little factory.
Mhm.
It's a lead generation factory, and it makes leads, and then it also goes one step farther and it pre-qualifies these leads. Now you own the factory. Do you want to fucking work in it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
Exactly.
not.
No, it's hot. That's why it's hot, and it's backbreaking work, right?
Yeah.
You want to own the factory and have Norman the foreman running the line.
Very nice. Justin, can you talked about scraping for leads and that process, which is limited in the amount and quality of leads that you're gonna get. So do you do any other lead generation, or have the VA do any other lead generation? Because I'm looking at some other segments of the market right now.
Yeah. We do from time to time.
Okay.
The bulk of ours is 2,500 text messages a week that go out. Okay. So that's the bulk of our marketing. Okay. From time to time, I'll do some things locally here. All right. That a lot of times, frankly, doesn't involve my team so much, because it's almost like an auxiliary line for me. You know what I mean? I like to do the virtual stuff with the team, the 2,500 scrapes and text blasts a week, and then get my bread and butter that way, and then use my money and use my creativity to try to come up with new and interesting ways to pop my own market here. Does that make sense, or does that sound silly? Maybe it is both.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
So I'm mostly doing that, but I do know that, like in my local market here, about once every 6 months, we'll go on to PropStream and we'll pull a bunch of stuff and skip trace it and do some ringless voicemails, usually with Sly Broadcast. And it'll be a mixture of things. It'll be some property owners, as well as it'll be expired listings, and it'll also have a cash buyers list in there too, because we want to beef up our cash buyers list in the local market. So, but that's only something I do like once every 6 months or so, Victor.
Okay. So when you categorize, primarily your VA is looking for sale by owner, pretty house investing type of mindset.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So what we'll do is we send out a text blast with a very generic message, which is, like something more along the lines of, are you flexible on price or terms? And I know a lot of folks don't like that because they feel a little weak on the phone, and it's hard for them to deal with somebody of that hasn't stood up so clearly. Yes, I'm motivated. I would consider a lease with an option. Okay. But I feel like me and my team, we can handle it. And plus it helps me bulk up my numbers a little bit because I get a better reply rate. And so my team will then contact those with a pre-qualification script, which doesn't cost me anything. I'm paying them anyway, right? So might as well have them calling these leads. They're calling these leads, getting them pre-qualified, and then they're handing the ones that are good off to my acquisitions guy. All right. And then he and I work together to close these deals. So mostly just looking for any low-hanging fruit, whether that's a pretty house or an ugly house.
Right. Low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
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 That's the key.
Yeah. Mostly just that low-hanging fruit, man. If I had to put it in a phrase, because I can't say that I really set out to do just lease options.
Right.
I don't really just set out to do ugly house or something. Like, I'm really just looking for that dude today. Just God, give me that dude today that is so ready to just walk away and drop the keys. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
agree.
that's who I'm looking for, man. And they're out there. you know, but it is a bit of a numbers game too if you're going to be doing that kind of marketing. But then again, how much money does it really cost me to send out 2,500 texts at a penny a piece? Okay, $25.
Right.
Okay.
If you're not in the game for that much, then you might as well get
Yeah.
out now.
So $25 a week on the text machine. Now the scraper is going to be an additional certain amount, but still we're talking less than a couple $100, okay, for me to do that amount. And what's the return? What's my ROI? It's fucking astronomical.
It's astronomical, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, for an ugly house, do you send text blasts too?
Yeah, I mean, I just send out that generic message. Are you would you consider yourself flexible on price and terms? Okay. And or something more generic like that. I have sent out the specific, would you consider leasing for 2 years or 3 and then selling at your asking price? I've done that. You're going to lower your return rate. Okay. Your responses are going to be much lower because you're asking them things about which they do not understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about selling my house and wait a minute. I don't even know what he's talking about. So forget that.
Yeah.
That's
What about-
happening a lot.
What about distressed properties? You wouldn't be sending this text, right? It's just for FISBOs.
Yeah. For sale by owners can be distressed. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes they do get our messages, right? And if they get a message saying, would you lease and then sell, it doesn't really fit them even. So since we don't really know who we're sending it to, even though we're pulling it on Zillow, we don't know if it's pretty or ugly or what the deal is. We use a generic message. Then we use a pre-qualification call, right? So we're just filtering down. We're panning for gold. We're filtering it down to find those little sparkly gold nuggets. All right. So that's really what we're doing. And I have the only difference between you guys and me, if there is one at all, is I have developed a machine. I've built my factory. Okay. I took the time, the sweat, the tears. I kissed some frogs. Okay. Dated again, got up, wiped myself off, decided to try again. I will love again. Okay. And I've built my factory. I built my factory. So now I have virtual assistants that can come in, plug in, run my factory for me. Okay. While I'm off doing whatever I want. That's the only difference. So,
and so now your factory is such that no individual you're not dependent on any individual. You're dependent on the system.
exactly. And I've developed it compartmentalized like this for that reason, man, because before I was trying to lump it all together and it was a bitch to teach one person how to do all these tricks.
Yeah.
Not only that, it sucked real bad when that person went to the village for the weekend and didn't tell me they were going.
Right.
And now my whole business has gone to the village, man. You know, I had to get smart about it. And I was like, I'm going to compartmentalize and break this down where if I have a flat tire, that's all it is a flat tire, not all tires. You see,
Not crash on the side of the road.
Yeah. And I'm much happier for it, man. And it's much more easily managed.
It's only 2 divisions, right? Disposition, acquisition.
Yeah.
And acquisition.
So I have an acquisitions virtual assistant that works for an acquisitions manager. I have a virtual assistant that is a dispositions virtual assistant that works for a dispositions manager. Okay.
So a total of 4.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah. And they facilitate a lot of this stuff for me, man. So that's what building your factory can do for you. You know, where you produce deals. We used to call it, me and my brother, we used to call it, you know, we used to say, hey, we want to build this machine where all it does is print dollars. It just prints these dollars. You know, I still haven't figured out how to get that machine.
Right.
Trump has it.
That's probably right. But the I've gotten close. I've gotten close where I can taste it. And I don't know, now that I'm here, I don't know that if it was ever God's will for me to be completely out of it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably not what's best for Justin.
Right. Yeah.
It's-
You're
it's-
comfortable right there.
Yeah.
You're at the place where you like to be in this game.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Well, you guys have let me bloviate for like over an hour here. I love you. Unless anybody has anything else they want to share, let's wrap it up. But go out there. If you're thinking about outsourcing, break your business down like this and just start plugging them in and building your factory. Okay. Like an assembly line. That's it, guys.
Before you run off, on the training the VA, did you train your first VA and make that VA the acquisitions manager, for instance, train somebody, then make them the acquisitions manager, or you found an acquisitions manager after the fact that you put in charge of acquisitions? How did it work for you?
Okay. So VA successful, okay, turned acquisitions manager. I had him hire a virtual assistant to work for him now. Okay.
Got it.
That virtual assistant that became acquisitions manager has now morphed into JV partner.
Got it.
Okay. So now it's almost like, sometimes it's almost like I work for him. Like for
Right.
real. Like he tells me shit like, hey, you need to do this. I'm like, what?
Who you talking to, fool?
You talking to me?
Talking to me, man? Talking to me?
No, but I respect that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And we've developed that kind of relationship over time. And so, and he's right normally, you know, but I get pissy with him sometimes, man.
Yeah, well, you got to.
Yeah. So,
I'm no boss.
so, yeah, where he feels like maybe I'm mad at him and he sends me these messages. He's like, you know, hey, I'm just making sure everything's okay.
Okay.
So Justin, you did it. You let him hire someone, so he has his own thing going on then.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you don't pay someone else. He pays the person.
Well, yes, that's correct. That's
Mm.
correct. Yeah, he'll pay his virtual assistant, but we compensate him enough to be able to do that. So we're ultimately like, the business is paying for it, you know.
Right.
But he has, that virtual assistant now working for him, which is important because he's kind of the lead of that team, that division of the business,
Mm-hmm.
that platform, that side of it.
Yeah.
So important. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I have, see, what keeps that dude from just stealing my business though? What keeps him from just walking away with my business and leaving me sit here in the cold?
Yeah.
The fact that I have a completely separate disposition side that he does not relate to in any way whatsoever, really.
Oh, gotcha. So they don't know each other.
No, not like that. No.
You just send it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, send
They,
this over.
no, they load it up into Trello, and
Okay.
the other team comes in and grabs it off Trello.
Got it.
See, there's no love making here.
Right. Yeah. We ain't getting together and kissing.
Yeah.
It ain't
I
going
see.
down.
That
So
makes sense.
until I figured out this compartmentalizing of the business, I was always worried that my guy was going to stab me in the
Run off
back.
with you.
Yeah. And why wouldn't he? If I'm that stupid, he ought to probably,
Sure. Yeah.
But believe me, I knew it was going to be a problem already, because when you're working with these virtual assistants, you realize right away, just like everybody else, some are more trustworthy than others. Some are more loyal and committed and faithful, and they're going to ride or die. And then others are like flaky, and that's the life. That's people. That's human nature. So I knew it was going to be an issue. So when I figured out to compartmentalize, man, it was such a relief for me. It allowed me to really grow.
Justin, do you think other, real estate investors, they do the same way? Is that the the magic formula, or you figure it out on your own?
Yeah, I figured that out kind of on my own, really, just to be honest. I don't know how other guys do it. I'm assuming they don't do it that way, because the ones that I see on YouTube, they have like a big building and a big room, and it's like full of people and they're all interacting, and most of them are kind of fucking off, you know, like, and yeah, see, I tried that. I had a building and I had an office and I had people in it. And you know what got done? Shit. Like nothing got done.
A lot of socializing.
Yeah. And here I'm sitting at my desk and it's like yak. I was like, I went home and I told my wife, I was like, I have really fucked up here. I have a building with people in it, and I hate every last one of those people.
Gossipers and party planners.
Calm down, honey. Calm down. It'll be okay. See, I had to figure out compartmentalize, break it down, separate. Okay. It's like a great lift and separate, you know?
Oh, nice. I like where you're going with that. You get in trouble.
I love you guys. Have a blessed night. We'll see
Thanks,
you.
buddy.
I'll see you.
See you guys.
You
Bye-bye.
just